Okay. Um. Well, 2016 has been the hardest year, and it's also been the year where I have decided to tell people my true self. It's also a year where I have to be true to who I am and accept how I am. I just want to be honest and tell you that I'm gay. That just happened. This may be shocking and confusing to many of you, but I just want to backtrack a little bit. I guess I would just say that I was I grew up different from everyone else. I always had a feeling inside of me that I was always different and I just wasn't the same as everyone. But it wasn't until I was 14 maybe that I knew that I was different. It was the end of 7th grade. I just thought in the back of my head that I might be gay. I tried avoiding the thought of it by dating guys like every other girl would normally do. But something inside me just didn't feel right. It didn't feel normal. I was so scared that I had this secret that nobody knew about, and I didn't know how to take it at the time, like understand it. But eighth grade year came by, and there was this girl that I knew, where she made me feel like everything was gonna be okay, and something inside her just made me feel in control. But day after day, I would walk around, and the only thing I would have in my mind is I'm gay. I started to get scared that if people knew about this, that they would judge me. I'd get bullied, something like that. And so this girl, I'd tell her how I felt, but she took it as a friendly way. So I started to panic because I didn't know how to express my emotions. It's hard to tell someone that you like them, especially if it's someone that you're really close with. It really bothered me inside, honestly, and every night I'd go to bed with the same thing on my mind. I'd always wake up scared, and normally what I would do when I'm scared is push people away. That's basically what I was doing with her. But then one day I felt like I had the courage to tell someone about this, and it was a really close friend of mine that I've known since I was like born basically. And so I texted her one day and I told her that I think I might be gay. And after I sent that message, I felt like a huge weight had lifted off my shoulders. I felt good to tell someone about it, honestly, and I really liked the feeling of that. Soon I started telling more people about it slowly, and each and every one of them, when I told them, they would say, "I accept you for the way you are," and it felt really good to hear someone say that no matter what difference you have, you're accepted. But there were people who would go up to my sister and they'd be like, "Hey, is your sister gay?" But at the time, my sister didn't know any of it. So I had planned to have this sister time with her one night, and we're walking outside, and like half an hour passes by, and I we're talking about her boyfriend, stuff like that, and then I tell her I don't like her boyfriend because he doesn't accept gay people. And I get that most people don't, but with him, I just didn't like it. I didn't feel right with it. So then she asked me why I didn't like him. I just I just stood there, honestly, and I looked at her dead in the face, and I tried to tell her, but the words just didn't come out. I just stood there staring at her like a freak. So we just kept looking at each other. I kind of smiled, and then she just went and she gave me a big hug, and she started screaming. I'm like, oh my god, you're gay? I was like, yeah, I'm gay. Surprise. And I was really happy that she was accepting, and that I had a family, like I had a sister who didn't care what my sexuality was. And the best thing about it, about telling her, is that after all that, our bond has gotten stronger. We've become closer, and we can trust each other about telling things more. And we don't hide anything. That's a good thing about telling people, because stuff like this can bring you guys closer, if however they take this. But wait, the story's not over yet. A big surprise. I told my parents. It was really nerve-wracking to tell them, honestly. I didn't know how they would take it. Like, I knew they accepted it, just I didn't know if they would accept their child to being gay. So I have planned a week before that I would send them a video of a coming out story that Ali Hills wrote. So I decided to text that. I decided to do it by text. And then, so the week passed by or whatever, and I was gonna do it right after my parents dropped me off at school. And class doesn't start till 7:15 in the morning, and I'm always late since my school's like so far. So I get there like around 7:05 or so, and I rush to the cafeteria to meet my friend March. Hi March, if you're watching this. So so then I tell her I know what I want to say, and I feel like I need to do this, like I'm ready. And then I write down everything. I even put the link of the video there and everything. And so I have everything typed up, and I'm sitting next to March. I'm like, March, I am so scared. I cannot do this. I stood there. I sat there next to her, just looking at my phone. So March decides to take my phone and just click send, like nothing. She's like, okay, send, like a normal text message. I looked at her. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, if she was in my situation, she'd understand. But a lot of friends do that. So after she had sent the whole thing, I had my phone back, and then I shut it off because I was too scared to even see a message from my mom. So I turned it off. But what March decides to do is that when we're in art class, she has my phone the whole entire class. She has it on, and she can see the messages or whoever sends me anything. And I'm sitting in front of her like, dude, tell me if she answers, but don't tell me. Tell me. I was like back and forth, like, you should tell me, but don't. So Marsh just held my phone, and then she's like, oh, your mom answered. I'm like, what? And then she's like, nah, I'm just kidding. That's the worst thing to do to someone. March, you're a bitch. I'm kidding. I love you. But it was just so nerve-wracking waiting for a message from your mom. I was just so scared of her reaction. But I think it was the end of class or during, I don't know, I don't remember. But she replies, but I don't remember fully of what she replied to. I think she just said we'll talk later. And then there's one thing my mom said, that she was crying because she was afraid that people would judge me, and um that people would just be mean to me, rude, like selfish to me, if they ever see me out in the street with another girl or whatever. She was scared that someone would be so mean to me and that I would be so upset. But I told her that I don't care what people think, because this is who I am, and if they don't accept it, then that's their problem, not mine. But then after that, she told me that I had to tell my dad. So I was too scared to tell him myself, so I told her, when he gets home, please tell him for me. And then she did, but I never got the chance to talk to him one by one. So he, one day, like 3 days later, he texts me. He's like, look, this may be what you think, but your mind changes, and whatever, like, so many things can change over the year, that I shouldn't be jumping to conclusions as fast, and that I didn't really like what he was saying, because it sounded like he was saying it was a phase, but I knew that he accepted me, and that's all that I wanted. I just wanted to be accepted, and that's what they gave me. They accepted me, and I just loved it. I obviously still have more people to tell this about, like my brother. I have some other friends I need to tell. I might not tell them. I might just show them this video and see their reaction. I might record it. But yeah, that's my story. I just want to let you guys know that whoever is still in the closet or afraid to come out, I don't want you to know that you don't have to rush to come out. It's not a race. When you feel like the time has come to tell people, or when you feel comfortable, or you think that you can trust them enough to tell them that secret. And I'm just surrounded by the most amazing people. All of this stuff has made me closer to them. It made me have a better bond with them. It's like I don't have to be hiding anymore. I don't have to pretend that I'm not this person. I can act myself now, and I just feel free. I just want to tell you that it does get better. Mostly just want to get out there that there are people who care. There may be times where nothing seems like anything's going right, or you don't know that. You think that things are never going to get easier, but really it does, because I've been there. Just keep in mind that you're strong and you can get through it, because if I got through it, you can too, and you're strong. I know it. I'm glad to have shared this story with you, and I hope you guys like it. Bye.